Hey, this is your girl, msyelladiva. I am bringing you a episode of the Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 2, Episode 6, The Comeback Kid. Now, first and foremost, I want to apologize. I don't know where I heard that this was going to be the last episode, but forgive me, okay? Forgive me. I'm sorry. I don't know where I heard that this was going to be the season finale, but it's not. I don't know how many episodes they got. There's probably about 10. That's what that's usually how many episodes they got. But like I said, I don't know where I heard it from, but this is not the last episode, okay? They have another episode after this one. So, anyway, um if you are new here, welcome to my channel. I'm msyelladiva. We are all family here, okay? And if you are coming back, welcome back, family. Welcome back. Yes, welcome back. Yes. All right. Let's get to this episode. All right. So, this is where the episode last week ended with Kristina and Kimberly meeting up. Okay. All right. So they meet up. They both pull out their notebooks and then they don't take no notes, no nothing. Okay. Kimberly throws some clothes that she had in her closet, I guess from Kristina. She throwing those clothes out on the floor. They in the restaurant, so everybody looking like, what's going on? Okay. They go back and forth to the conclusion where their friendship ends and they're just going to be cordial when they see each other. Okay. Ain't that how all the housewives or all of the reality show couples do? I know, take it from what's her name, Letitia and Mel. They just was cordial every time they saw each other too. Okay. Oh, I got something on my teeth. Oh, okay. So yeah. So then she said, "I'm gonna finish my drink," and Kimberly was like, "I'm leaving." Whatever. All right. So the next episode, the next scene where Kristina is in the booth. Her brother Jason is managing her, and the producer in the studio named Keith John. They said he was a producer and a Pistons influencer. I don't know what a Pistons influencer is. I don't know what that is, but her song is they're going to play it at the Pistons game once she ever records it, okay? And yeah, she wasn't doing so well trying to record, okay? She was yeah, honey, she was sharp. Yeah, yeah. I thought the song was a little too high for her anyway. Okay, anyway, but she ain't do so well, and so she said that she need Brandon there to help her. I don't well, I don't know why, but she need Brandon there to help her sing. So, um, and apparently Christina comes from a musical family. I guess her family, wrote and sang gospel. I've never heard of them, but I'm not I'm not in like that gospel world. I like some gospel music. Now, don't get me wrong. And I have sung in the gospel choir in high school, but I don't know those, that gospel family. I know the Winans. I know the Winans. I know that gospel family. That's all I know. Okay. Anyway, um, Anthony meets with his Aunt Cheryl. I got Aunt Cheryl too. I love her too. Anyway, he meets with his Aunt Cheryl, and they talk about um Aunt Cheryl's mama. That's Anthony grandmama. How she passed away, and Aunt Cheryl's brother, who is Anthony's daddy. He passed away too, and apparently, Aunt Cheryl had she's in remission of cancer, and Anthony thought he was gonna lose her too. And so they talk about his father's legacy and how he's trying to take the reins of his father's legacy in Detroit. Okay, moving on. All right. So Brandon and Kristina show up to the studio again. Okay, so Brandon gets it behind the booth with her, and I see why she needed him, because he pushed her to no limits, and he was like, "No, you ain't singing it like that. No, He was like, you got to pronunciate these words. You got to do this. You got to sing from here. You got to sing from here. You got to sing from everywhere, honey." So after that, honey, she was about to blow like Whitney, because he was harping on her. You got to sing here. No, you got to sing. You got to sing. Yeah, you got to. By the time she was finished, she was singing like Whitney Houston. Okay, because that's how hard he was on her. But I guess that's what she needed. That's what she needed. And after she looked at her ring and everything like that, she invited him to come live with her again, since, he bought her that ring. He knew what he was doing when he bought that ring. He knew it, honey. That's going to get him back into the house. Into the house. So, let me see. Kristina. Oh, also, Kristina asked, "Did Anthony say anything to you about me being on his podcast?" Because last episode he wanted her to get on his podcast and talk about her singing and all the other stuff. But she said, "I have to ask my husband." And so she asked her husband, "Did he say anything to you?" And he said, "No, he ain't say nothing to me." He said, "Yeah, we can go on his podcast." You not going on this podcast. No, we can go on this podcast. Okay. I don't know what he thought. No, we can go on this podcast. Yes, we can go. We could do anything, honey. Yep. Yes, honey. So we going on his podcast. Then she dropped a bomb that said, she said that Chelsea is doing her marketing. So she would have to be there too. And Anthony don't care for Chelsea at all. Okay. So we will see how this podcast go. Okay. We will see how this podcast go, honey, because we don't know. Anyway, so then Aunt Carla. Now Aunt Carla is Kolbe, Russell's wife, her twin sister. Okay. So her mom's twin sister. That's what it is. So Aunt Carla, who is Kolbe's mom's twin sister, and her mom is named Carlene. All these K's is something else. Anyway, um, yeah, she comes to visit Kolbe and Russell. She brings them a little lavender uh air diffuser um for what's their child's name? Oh, what's the child's name? I want to say Kennedy, but it's not Kennedy. I don't know. The name begin with a K too. The name begin with a K too. But her daughters, whatever her name is, it has slipped my mind. But whatever her daughter's name is, she bought that for her because apparently she having trouble sleeping. Okay, so um, and Kolbe calls Aunt Carla Auntie Mommy, and I thought that was great. I thought that was wonderful because I am an auntie that raised a daughter, and but she only calls me Auntie because but I have raised her, and so it just warmed my heart when she calls her Auntie Mommy. Because I'm going to be an auntie granny in a minute. Okay, next year I'm going to be an auntie granny. Um. Anyway, so Carla tells her about no. Kolbe tells her about her struggles because she's having another girl, and so she and Aunt Carla was like, "Listen, that is your purpose. It's not about you. It's about your child and about the child that you're bringing into the world." And so then Auntie Carla tells her struggles about her I don't that was wrong infertility infertility and her IVF. Apparently, she went through a couple rounds of IVF, and like the one round she had that they implanted twins, and I guess she said that she was overstimulated or whatever, and it caused a miscarriage. And then the doctor said, "I'm gonna take you the slow route," and then they implanted twins again or whatever, and those lasted 14 weeks, and then she had a miscarriage. And so she said that she was very upset at God because of that. And so Kolbe's dad made Steve, and that's Carla's husband, the youth pastor. And so Aunt Carla was like, "Nope, nope. I ain't trying to mess with nobody's kids. Those are not my kids. I'm not trying to mess with nobody's kids." And so she said she was dead set against it for 2 years, and then slowly but surely she went to the youth pastor events and all that other stuff, and slowly but surely those kids became her kids. And I can totally understand that. I can totally understand that. I can, because I have a son, so I'm not gonna say that. I know what it's like because I've had a son, but they told me they told me before when I was in my 20s that I couldn't have kids. And that, that's why I have a niece who is considered my daughter, because that was my daughter until I ended up pregnant, and she was like 4 years old. And so now they're brother and sister because my son is the only child, and so my niece is his sister. You know, they live across the hall from each other. They love each other to death. So so I totally understand that. And then I'm also a pediatric nurse for 20 years, and those kids, though my patients, sometimes become my children too. So I understand, and I don't need to, y'all ain't need all that from me, but that that part of the episode touched my heart because I can see how you know how Aunt Carla was feeling and how and it touched me, that I was blessed to conceive and have a child. And I got pregnant twice after him, but I had two miscarriages too. So I totally understand that. So I get off my soapbox, okay? I'm just saying that really touched my heart. Now the rest of this mess was a hot mess, okay? But that really touched my heart, okay? Anyway, um, on to this men's movement Anthony put on. Now, the last year men's movement was an epic fail, honey. It was in like a dark room. Marceau came up. I think Maurice came up too from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Um, they was just standing up, and then the other people came and they just was standing. It was a it was really epic fail, and Brandon talked about it like a dog. But now it's taking place in some high school gym, Lincoln King High School, and so the kids have a place to sit on the risers, and then the men just speak to them, the men and the lady, because it was a lady there too, just speak to them. So Bravo said that he was asked to speak last year, but he didn't even know about it this year, but he found out about it and he came. So they trying to kick Bravo out the club. Pastor Russell, that's what they call him, Pastor Russell prays before the event. And so Anthony got a lot of different people from the community to speak, like Mikey Eckstein. Apparently he's the manager for D12 and Eminem. But for those of people of a certain age group, may know who Eminem is, but probably don't know who D12 is. Okay. I know. I like them. Okay. They had Proof. They had some little fat guy. And they had some good songs, but I don't, a lot of people know who Eminem is, but a lot of people don't know who D12 is. But D12 had, he was like he had Eminem, and then you have D12, and they kind of, they had songs together and stuff like that. So whatever. Anyway, so and then Miss Michigan, Alexis Flanagan, she spoke about how her dad passed away, when she was young, and you know things like that. You can get out. You can you don't have to go to the struggles and all that other stuff. You know how they do. Trying to preach to kids. I think all these kids didn't, I don't think that they were the kids that they needed to preach to. think they needed to preach to the kids that's not there, that's on the street. Okay, but however, it is what it is. You don't know, everybody's struggle. Anyway, so and no, Brandon shows up late to the event. It was all over. He show up. It is what that is too. And Anthony and Latoya is inviting everybody to dinner, but Brandon wants Anthony to apologize to Chelsea. Excuse me, to Chelsea. And Anthony said that's never gonna happen in life. When it come to Lil Bird, when it come to Lil Bird, that'll never happen. And then Bravo said, well, he said, and then Brandon was like, that's disrespectful. You calling her names and stuff. And so Bravo said, well, a bird is better than what he could be calling her. And we know what he could be calling her. Okay, all right. So Anthony said she tried to disrespect my wife, and you just stood there. And Brandon said, I never let her disrespect your wife. And he said, and then he was like, it was 2 against 1 when he meant Kolbe and Latoya. It was 2 against 1 to Chelsea. And so, so she felt like it was 2 against 1. And so, Anthony was like, it wasn't 2 against 1. And Brandon was like, that's why, you can't judge her for how she felt. That's how she felt. But Anthony said, Chelsea is not popping. And Brandon was like, yes, she is popping. And he said, on your level. On your level. Not my level. She popping. She popping on your level, not my level. And Brandon was like, fourth of all, y'all both on the same level. Y'all both on the same level. If nobody nobody gonna tell you, y'all both on the same level. Okay. Anyway, y'all both on the same level. And Brandon was like, you throwing shots. You trying to bring down whatever level you think I'm at. Trying to bring me down to whatever level you think I'm at. He said, I'm coming to you man to man. So Anthony said he promised that he'll stay out her way. Brandon was like, he said, that's all I can get from him because he ain't gonna never apologize. Yeah, you right, Brandon. He ain't gonna never apologize. And the end of the show, because the show is called The Comeback Kid. Yeah. Brandon came back to the house. So he in his house because he brought her that ring. Okay? That's it. That's it. Okay? So it is what it is. It is what it is, okay? So, like I said, I apologize. It is, it is not the season finale, so I will see you next week. But like, share, and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. And where my thumbs up at? Where my thumbs up at? No, I get. Oh, I get explosions. That's cool. That's cool. Like, share, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. And this is your girl, msyelladiva. Peace.